As discussed in the Anatomy of a Lesson video, the apply domain is where students engage in active, experiential learning, typically through our hands-on labs. The ISSA series curriculum incorporates our unique virtual security cloud lab technology to provide a fully immersive virtual IT infrastructure, enabling students to develop skills within realistic security scenarios they will encounter in their future careers. Teaching information system security requires not only textbooks and instructors who can teach the theory, but also this hands-on lab component. The ISSA Series Virtual Security Cloud Lab, or VSCL, is one of the curriculum's greatest advantages. To reproduce this in a school environment would require a wide range of hardware, all kinds of routers, switches, wires, and computer terminals to access the switches, routers, and wires to create a live, networked environment. We have eliminated the need for your institution to purchase all of that hardware, or to worry about the hardware going obsolete. And if you have multiple campuses, trying to get the same switches and routers a year from now, if one breaks, or if you bring on a new campus, can be difficult. If some model is not available, if you now need a 9970 instead of a 9170, all of a sudden your lab steps may change. The screenshots in the lab manual will differ, and then you're not teaching the same curriculum across all of your campuses. And that's just the hardware. You also need the software. But with our VSCL, you don't have to worry about acquiring all that software, loading it across all the student machines, ensuring that all students see the same software setup and have access to the same versions. You don't need to worry about the licensing or about the upgrades. We have more than 50 different software packages loaded up in our current environment. In addition, we have enough servers and bandwidth to accommodate any number of students. We do know how many students should be there and how many are likely to log on at the same time. But if needed, we also have the ability to parse virtual rooms and to keep logging on more servers through a daisy chain setup. In our virtual labs, students learn how to work in a networked environment and how to work with a variety of software to keep the network safe. But at the school level, you no longer have the requirement to purchase, configure, manage, and maintain the hardware, the software, or the skilled people those tasks demand. We take care of all of that. To help guide students through making the most of your VSCL virtual labs, we provide expansive lab manuals. They come in both print and ebook formats. The preface of the lab manual contains fundamental information important for success in the lab, including supported web browsers, availability of OpenOffice if needed, and where to learn about file transfer to create lab result deliverables. In addition, every virtual lab has a video walkthrough. If a student has a question while doing a lab at 2, 3, or 4 in the morning when an instructor may not be available, they can go to the video and see how we have suggested they accomplish the task at hand. Every lab begins with the title of the lab at the top, followed by an introductory paragraph of 4 to 6 sentences, explaining the rationale of this lab, in this case, why I am performing a reconnaissance and probing using ZenMap GUI. The learning objectives are always provided to the student. We also list the tools and software students will encounter. And finally, the deliverables are described. These are items students must come out with and hand in to the instructor to demonstrate they have done the work required in the lab. Next, the hands-on steps are listed. Here it says, this lab begins on the student landing workstation, and we have a screenshot of what the student landing workstation looks like. The labs are designed to work hand in hand with the lab manual. You read step 1, you perform step 1. You read step 2, you perform step 2. And at the end of each lab, we have an assessment worksheet to ensure students are meeting the objectives of the hands-on labs. Though many students purchase this in print form, we also provide the assessment worksheet via the LMS. It can be filled out online, saved, and submitted electronically. More information about our unique VSCL can be found in the next 2 video segments, which explore features of the virtual lab interface and a series of hands-on steps within the VSCL environment.